What's up everyone, I'm Danger Toasty. Welcome to my no frills, no edits, and completely unscripted quick comparison between the Samsung Gear VR and the new Google Daydream. These are two VR headsets that you can get to work with your phones, and I thought I'd make a quick video just comparing and contrasting the two, their benefits, their drawbacks. First, let's talk about the Gear VR. Gear VR is kind of constrained because it works only with Samsung phones, and you have to make sure you have the right connector, because if you don't, your phone's not going to fit in the unit. Samsung Gear VR is pretty good comfort-wise. You can control the size here as well as here. And the optics are pretty good as well. You have this wheel here that you can turn to kind of sharpen the text in the middle of the field. Overall, I thought the image quality on the Gear VR was pretty good. I will say that there is a bit of a screen door effect, and that the sharpness overall leaves something to be desired. Text, especially in the periphery, is not very good. A little blurry there. And the other thing is that it does not come with a built-in controller, so if you want to play games with it, you have to use this thing. You look kind of like Cyclops holding your hand up to your temple the entire time. It gets kind of ridiculous pretty quick. Your arm gets tired. Not so good. Then there's this, the new Daydream VR headset. It, I would say, is a little more comfortable than the Gear VR. It's a little tough to get used to at first. You're tempted to kind of drag this back on your head a little bit. What you have to realize is if you just pull it up a little bit, then the unit itself kind of goes like this a little more and makes more of a seal around your eyes, and then you have a better experience using it there. I would say overall image quality on this is actually a little better than the Gear VR. Text is a little sharper, less of a screen door effect definitely. And the best thing about this guy is it comes with this controller. Works kind of like a Wiimote. You are pointing most of the time to make selections in terms of menus and things like that. This is a touch-sensitive button here that also acts kind of like a D-pad when you're holding it sideways and you're using it like a bit of a controller. I really like this thing. I think it works a lot better than even I thought it would, and I was pretty excited about the Daydream. It makes certain things easier, like if you need to recenter the screen, you just hold this button down and you know, it'll align it perfectly for your viewing. You can change the volume easily, volume rocker here, and these buttons are not as mushy as I would have thought. The controller is actually pretty decent for what you get, and then you slide it away in there and you keep it with the unit. Best thing about having a controller is that developers will know that everyone who has a Daydream VR is going to have the controllers, so they can actually make games that use the controller in a smart way. I played a game called Hunter's Gate, which is surprisingly good. It's kind of a twin-stick shooter, and you can use either the aiming on the remote as the shooting or your gaze. Either one works pretty well. I'm pretty happy with the Daydream VR. I think if you're in the market for one of these, you know, Black Friday's right around the corner, I think the one to go to is the Daydream VR, especially if you have a Pixel or Nexus. I mean, those are the only two phones that use it at this time, but overall, I'd say I'm really happy with it. I think this thing is going to take off. I think once people start using it, they're going to see that it really is kind of a fun thing to play with. It's very comfortable. It's very easy to use. You don't need to take your phone's case off to use it. That's another benefit. You just slide it in there, close it. Works pretty well. I would say a very worthy evolution from the cardboard VR that I have here, that for some reason my phone doesn't even want to focus on. Alright guys, that's it. Thanks for watching my crappy YouTube video.